Hi, this is Olivia.
And this is Robyn, and you're listening to K-Pop Hot Sheet. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and YouTube at K-Pop Hot Sheet, and rate us on Apple Music and Spotify if you enjoyed the show. So Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
It is 2024. It is snowy and cold and bleak where we are located, but, you know, you have K-Pop Hot Sheet to keep you warm.
I love the snow for once. It's been a long time coming, so I'm happy we finally have snow.
I'm not, so.
There's always two sides to the coin, okay?
All right, so before we get started talking about K-pop, I have something that's not K-pop related, but is Korean entertainment that I wanted to mention quickly. So I wanted to talk about Poongja for a minute. So for those of you not familiar with her, because I know, Olivia, you are not.
I have no idea who this is.
Yeah, she started as a YouTuber. I personally first saw her on the Black Sheep game, which was a competition show where they were basically playing the Mafia game. For those of you who don't know what that is, just Google Korean Mafia game. And they had to basically find people who were different than them, quote unquote. I mean, it was a problematic show for multiple reasons.
So this was a long time ago show. It's not a recent show.
It was maybe 2 years ago or a year.
Oh.
It was pretty recent.
Yeah, okay.
But she started to become popular in the entertainment world. She was actually a contestant on King of Masked Singer. So, you're kind of a big deal when you get to be on that. And she started being on the show The Manager a lot last year. And I watched that literally every single week when it comes out since it started. She's very funny and I love her. So what I haven't mentioned yet is that she recently won the newcomer/rookie award for females at the NBC Entertainment Awards. Mm-hmm. And I also have not mentioned that she is actually a trans female.
Oh.
So she's the first trans female that has become pretty much a mainstay on some of these variety shows, appearing a lot on Korean television. So it is such a big deal that she just won at the NBC Entertainment Awards. And I love her. She's great. So very proud. Big accomplishment. Very big deal culturally.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say there's some controversy or something.
No.
So this is just I love her, good for her, proud of her.
Yes.
Okay, good. Oh my God, I'm happy to hear that there wasn't controversy. I thought you were going to say that people would be upset that she won if it was a female award.
I mean, there might be people out there being haters, but I think she's gotten a lot of love.
Oh, that's so good.
Because I know she's had some hard times and she talks about that a lot. And I know her father doesn't really watch her on TV because he's scared of her being exposed basically to the world and being exposed to the criticism that she definitely has gotten at points in her career.
Oh, that's sweet. So it's not again, my mind goes to the negative right away. It's not that he doesn't watch her because he doesn't approve of her. It's just that he's
protective of her.
Oh.
So
see, that warmed my heart in this cold weather.
Yeah, she's hilarious. So, love her, proud of her. Yay.
I just looked her up and the face seems familiar, but I don't know where I've seen her. So I'll have to watch some of the shows.
Yeah, I feel like she's been on a lot of stuff. I think she was on the Korean Saturday Night Live even. She's getting around. She's winning. I mean, winning the rookie award means that you've made your mark.
And she started as a female transgender woman when she got into the entertainment, or was she first as a male pre?
So her YouTube channel, I believe she started to help document her transition, from what I understand. I haven't, because that's back in 2017, I want to say. I think she started her YouTube channel. And I don't know her as a YouTuber. I just know that was her beginnings. And I think once you start getting up to 500,000 subscribers, then you start getting other opportunities, and it just snowballed. And now she's the best female rookie.
That's awesome.
So, yay.
Yay.
So, from one female making waves to another for not as happy reasons, I have to talk about what's going on with our girl, HyunA.
Oh, HyunA.
Oh, this girl. So, she seems to be dating Yong Junhyung from.
I don't think it seems. I think she is dating.
They. No, it could be. Well, here's the thing: is that some people are like, maybe they're just like doing the fake thing to make news because they're gonna do a song. Yeah, it seems like they're dating.
Yeah, they wouldn't, especially if it's someone so controversial. I feel like, why would you risk it, right? Like, if you're dating, you'd be like, you know what? F it. I'm gonna show it to the world. But if you're not, anyways, continue.
Well, this guy, so he is from Beast or Batoost, as we like to say.
Or now Highlight. I mean, I don't know if he's in Highlight.
I think he was, and he had to leave Highlight. Is Highlight even still around?
Oh, yeah, they are. But I don't know if, like, his controversy happened while he was in Highlight or, like, while they were still Batoost and figuring shit out. Let's see.
I don't know. I think he had made it into Highlight, and he had to leave Highlight. But
Got it. Okay.
You can confirm that if you'd like. We don't want to report inaccurate.
He departed from Highlight in 2019 amidst the controversy of admitting. Yeah, so there we go. So confirmed via Wikipedia.
The most valid source.
You know what? It is a very valid source.
It is. But yeah, so the reason that this is all scandalous and the reason he had to leave Highlight is that back in, what year was that?
Well, he left in 2019. I don't know when the controversy started, but it was amidst that.
It feels like it was probably 2019-ish. So he was involved in the Burning Sun scandal, which we do not have the time to get into. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google Burning Sun scandal. But part of that whole scandal was that there was a group chat where videos of women sometimes being raped because they were unconscious were being passed around among these male celebrities, and he was part of this group chat. He had admitted to seeing the videos and watching them, and apparently at the time was like, I didn't realize that it was a big deal. Like, he was basically like, I didn't realize that was wrong to do. Crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, now HyunA's dating him. We'll just say it. They're dating. They both posted on their Instagrams pictures of each other, like holding hands. She, I think, in the comments had said some things. And then the comment section obviously starts blowing up because people are like, hey, girl, what are you doing? HyunA's always sort of promoted her, or I guess shown herself in her solo work as sort of like owning her sexuality, have this kind of like girl power type of vibe. And everyone's just like, what the F? Why would you date this guy? Like, he's gross.
Yeah. Yeah, the comments are not supportive at all. I don't know if you saw. Let me see what I saw on Reddit. It was so funny. People thought that when at first someone was confused, or like when they saw the post, they thought it was Hyunsung from Troublemaker. She's like, oh my god, yay! And then turns out they confused him with Junhyung, and then they were just like, the disappointment I felt, yikes. So people are really, really disappointed in her for this.
Oh yeah. I saw somewhere that a bunch of her fan sites closed down. Like, people are just like, girl, you are canceled. We are done. See you later. Also, like, well, let's also take a step back and talk about her relationship with Dawn, because I feel like that plays into this and feeds into it a little bit, because everybody loved them together. Like, I remember you and I feel like we were actually in person at work the day when they got engaged. And
oh yeah, we definitely texted each other. You texted me, you're like, oh my god, or I texted you, and we saw the news, and we definitely talked about it, and we are both so happy for them. It's like so cute.
Yeah. So for those who aren't completely obsessed with HyunA's love life, like me, they were together. HyunA and Dawn were together at Cube Entertainment at the same time. He was in Pentagon, living his best life. She was doing her solo thing. They both were in Triple H together, and I do have to say they definitely kind of use that as an excuse to be like sexy time in videos together. Like it was very
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
like you would watch I remember watching those music videos when they came out, and I was like, if those two aren't dating, like
Yeah. But it just makes it a little awkward though for the third guy that was in it. It's like,
I know.
what? Or maybe they put him in there just to like be like, oh no, we're three people. We're not just like a duet and we're having all this sexy time.
Yeah,
like,
she was not humping and grinding on the third dude though.
yeah, yeah, which is more suspicious, yeah.
It's so weird. But yeah, they both ended up, they admitted that they were dating, which was like such a baller move. Like, that's unheard of.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like that was them as people, obviously. Like, Cube was like, oh no, we don't know what you're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
but they each wrote letters, I remember, and like posted them on their Instagrams. But yeah, they both ended up leaving Cube together. So he left Pentagon, which like
It was like shortly thereafter they posted all the stuff. Then they were like, I don't know whether they left voluntarily or Cube was like, you gotta go.
I don't know either.
Right? Like, because why would you leave voluntarily if the company stood behind you and was like, that's fine, like you guys can just continue, right? There must have been something within that they were probably just like, nah, we're leaving.
Yeah, honestly, I wonder if it was something in their contract.
It might have been, right? Like no dating
Yeah.
between, and the Cube was probably using that to be like, well, you violated the contract, you gotta stick to our terms, because then if they allowed that, right, then it opens up for other Cube artists to be like, well, HyunA and Dun are dating, like why can't we date other people, so
Yeah.
speculation.
But yeah, they left Cube. They actually both ended up at P Nation together, so they were at Size Agency. They did have a song they put out together called Ping Pong, which was eh.
I feel like yeah, a lot of their songs that came after Cube, I honestly didn't vibe with. A lot of them. It was kind of like so I don't know if it was, I guess it was the difference between Cube and P Nation.
Well, and I also just, I don't know, the two of them together, as much as I loved it, I feel like they were a little weird, like
Oh yeah, absolutely.
staying at home together, like I don't know.
Yeah.
But they were together for 6 years, and as I mentioned, they had gotten engaged before they broke up, which seems to have been a breakup initiated by HyunA.
Because he did like a song or a music video afterwards, right? And it was kind of like about breakup, and everyone was like, oh,
Yeah, because I think he's just like, I will continue to love you forever. Like, it doesn't matter.
Aww.
Like, so yeah, I always make fun of him, and I always say that he looks like, and this is also coming from variety shows, is where I got it from.
Yeah.
People would always say he looks like a sick Victorian child because he's so pale, and he does look kind of sickly. Like he needs to take some multivitamins. I don't know.
But honestly, so did HyunA. I don't know if she's changed now, but I remember seeing like videos of them like living together and like eating, and she would eat like nothing, and they were like skin and bones. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, either you guys are like doing drugs together and are fucking sickly, or I don't know, you have some kind of problem with each other. I don't know.
It did, yeah. Something about the two of them together, like, I wanted to root for them, but at the same time, I was like, somebody needs to check on them. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
So, I mean, honestly, to us, in our eyes, they seemed like such a cute couple, but obviously something wasn't working. Even though they were together for 6 years and got engaged, you never know at the end of the day, right? Between a couple, what is going on and who's in the wrong, who's in the right.
Yeah, but after they broke up, I do know that she started hanging out with Jimin from AOA.
Mm-hmm.
And like, we don't have time to get into this
That
either.
other mess, yeah.
So you'll have to Google, guys. I'm giving everybody things to Google, but you'll have to Google AOA scandal. Because it was Mina, right? Who she was like, I'm gonna kill myself. She started doing crazy shit and like posting really graphic photos on Instagram because she was like, I was bullied so hard. And all of the stuff, but it all kind of went back to Jimin, and she was, am I saying her name right? Is it Jimin?
Jimin, yeah.
Jimin?
Yeah.
She was the leader of the group, so she has like some responsibility in like the K-pop hierarchy type of way. But also it seemed like she was a bit of a bully, and she was kind of...
Well, in general, if you think about like Korean culture in itself, like anywhere you go, if you're working or even between like family members, you do have kind of that hierarchy always, right? To pay that respect to whoever is either your elder or your higher up, like within the group. So a lot of times that kind of gets to their head. So if she's like the leader, she feels like she has the power to be sort of a bully. They don't see it as bullying. They see it as like, this is the day to day. You have to listen to me. Don't talk back. You can't like, my word is Bible.
Yeah. But yeah, HyunA started hanging out with her, which I was like, yikes. I don't know about that. And now she's dating this dude. So yeah, I'm on the, unfortunately, let me part ways with my HyunA fandom that I've held near and dear to me for years.
And to play a little bit of like devil's advocate, because again, this is from Wikipedia, so take it with a grain of salt, but I scrolled down to his like controversy part, and it did say that on March 11th, he was accused of being part of that group chat room. Just the day after, on March 12th, it was revealed that like the part of his part in the group chat was actually edited in, but it was confirmed that he and Junhyung, which was the other guy that was implicated in this, he was like a variety guy but also a singer, they had a one-on-one chat room with each other. So he wasn't part of the group chat where they were shared, but he had a one-on-one with the other guy, and he did admit to watching an illegal video sent to him by Jung. So that was like the controversy. So I guess take that with a grain of salt. It's like, okay, like maybe he wasn't part of like the day-to-day, but at the end of the day, he still was sent a video and like was kind of like, like I didn't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
But do you then chalk that up to like just, I don't know, society or culture of Korean men too? I don't know. That's a lot to get into.
That is a lot to get into.
Like, did he feel like, oh, my friend sent me this, so I have to react that way? I don't know. Maybe. And maybe he's changed. But either way, it's really yikes-y, you know?
Yeah. It is yikesy.
Just made up that word.
Well, I mean, it doesn't help that she hasn't put out any good music in forever either. So, like, I was just liking her based on her and past music. So when you take both of those things...
Ooh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing left. There's nothing left to like.
That's rough. That's rough. You are, like, ruthless.
Well, and it's sad. I don't want to not like HyunA, but you know what?
Yeah. Well, listen, maybe this guy can prove us wrong. I don't know. I always believe in redemption, as I say.
How the fuck is he? How's he gonna do that?
No, because maybe he's learned. Maybe that was a mistake, you know, when he was young and dumb, and now he's like, no, I get it. Maybe HyunA, badass woman as she is, taught him to be like, you better not do that shit no more. You know, I don't know.
I don't know.
But I don't know how he's gonna like show that redemption, because I feel like it's just, I mean, we saw it with T.O.P. that he's gonna be on the freaking Netflix show. What is it? Squid Game. And people were like, no. And all he did was fucking smoke marijuana. He didn't even like hurt anybody, you know? So it's like, imagine that. Like, people just don't forget. So
yeah.
Anywho, moving on to our next hot topic. So this one is about K-pop without the K. So I landed on this article that I shared with Robyn earlier this week from Japan Times. And they're discussing how nowadays, I'm sure everyone knows, there's several companies trying to create these, like, I guess, international K-pop groups. So you have like Cat's Eye, who's a new group, and it only has one Korean member among its 6 members, and they were chosen via the debut Dream Academy, which was HYBE, and another American record. You have NiziU, an all-Japanese girl group. You also have XG, which honestly, I've never heard of NiziU, but I've heard of XG, which is also all-Japanese. There's a Filipino group called Horizon with a 7. JYP also has Vicha, which is the stupidest name ever. I'm sorry. And that's 5 Americans and 1 Canadian. But either way, like these bands are put through the quote unquote K-pop training to get the look and the vibe, and they dress like K-pop stars. But their songs are mainly in English, obviously, right? Because they're not Korean. So what happens when you take the K out of K-pop, right? Like the article makes a very interesting point that K-pop technically is not distinct, right? It's like a sub-genre of pop music. It's not like it has its own sounds and rhythm. So when you take away the Koreanness of it being like Korean boys and girls, you're just left with American pop. So the only thing that I could like argue against is like the appeal of being in a K-pop group is different, right? Like you get to be in this group and have that camaraderie and like live in a dorm together and train so hard, and go to the music shows every week and like go to the variety shows. Like that aspect of it is very niche and I was gonna say K-pop, but Korean, and you wouldn't get that in America. But if you're now gonna be American speaking, I doubt they're gonna like be learning Korean and going on these Korean shows. Like, what does that do? You're just pop music.
And that's the thing, right? Because like the Korean, like the K-pop industry, like when they would bring in a Japanese or a Thai member, they would have to like sit in a tiny little room like off the side of the training room and study Korean for however many hours when they weren't.
Yeah, they were still expected to be part of like the Korean machine and like debut in Korea, and like all of them speak Korean fluently.
So it's like even this whole appeal of being part of the K-pop machine as it stands now with like the trainee system, like they're not literally getting that experience at all, because if they were, they'd probably come back to America and sue somebody.
You're so right.
You know what I mean? Like we were just talking earlier about that law that got passed or whatever it is.
Yeah, the law of they're gonna put, I guess, limitations on weight restrictions and
plastic surgery.
Not having not having them do all the crazy shit, especially when they're like, most of the time they're minors when they're starting in this industry. But I mean, it's not to say that it can't happen. I think you'll have exceptions to the rules. Absolutely. You might have one group, maybe Vicha or Cat's Eye or someone like, I think one of them might put out really good fucking music and people really enjoy them and they'll become like an international pop sensation, but it's not going to be all of them. It's so saturated. So yeah, I think XG is a good example. I think they've kind of broken the mold, but I think it's just going to be an exception. I don't think there's going to be many that are going to be successful with this, but could be proven wrong. I don't know. But I think they should just stick to the K-pop groups. That's the appeal of it. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, it's literally the whole point.
Yeah, I'm okay with if they want to introduce more international members, as they've done, like you said, for like they'll have a Japanese member, a Chinese member. Like, yeah, bring in an Indian girl, bring in an American girl. Like, sure, let's try something else. But you still need the majority of them, I think, to be Korean. And then that person also will need to learn Korean because that's what you're doing. You're entering that field. Otherwise, good luck.
Yeah, it's not like we would have an American pop group and bring in a Korean and be like, yep, you can just do your raps in Korean, like nobody cares.
Exactly.
We would force that person to do everything in English.
Yeah, they would learn English, absolutely, and be part of the group, which is fine. But you need that like universality. I don't know. But we shall see. Maybe we'll be proven wrong by the end of the year. Let's see how Cat's Eye and Vicha do. I honestly haven't even heard any of their songs, if they have released them yet. But maybe we can take a look next time.
Yeah, we should investigate all of these.
It'll be like the virtual K-pop groups episode, but this will be like the non-K-pop group episode. Yeah, actually, yeah. We probably have a few to look at, like the Filipino group. I had no idea about them until I read this article, so I got to look them up. Maybe they're really good.
Yeah, we shall see.
Well, going back to K-pop songs, we have a bit of like a throwback group, but it's a new song. So Sister 19 released a new song called No More, but in parentheses, it's My Boy. Because if you guys remember, we're around, they had a really popular song back in the day. My boy, my boy, baby.
Let me not do that. Maybe this is why my microphone broke earlier.
Because we're just like, yeah, we need the mic was like, nah.
It was trying to save me from myself singing My Boy.
Yeah. So I've actually already heard this on Spotify. Robyn has not yet. I haven't watched the music video. So let's watch it together and then talk about our thoughts.
All right.
All right, so I'll tell you my thoughts first, because I think I've listened to it maybe 3 or 4 times at this point. I am getting a bit more used to it. It's getting a little bit in my head, but the first time I heard it, I was kind of meh about it. It's nice, it's fun, but there's nothing appealing to me like My Boy was. And then the music video is nice, but it's just like it's Hyun's usual like floor work being sexy and all. I don't know. I wasn't too impressed. I think I was expecting more from them.
Well, and you commented that their little furry bikini bottoms looked like diapers, and
They
then I
looked
couldn't
so bad. Like
I couldn't unsee it.
like the dancers looked better with just the normal. They had like white jeans. Like they could have just went with that. It was just too much fur, and they're so high up and fuzzy, and it just looks like you're wearing a diaper. Like, what are you doing? It's so bad.
I actually like that song a lot more than I thought I would.
Interesting.
It's catchy.
That's why it's like the more I listen to it, it is catchy. But I kind of have this gauge of like the ones that hook me in from the beginning hook me in,
I don't know. I think it hooked me in.
All right. Well,
I think I'm into it. I don't know.
let's go. That's fine. We have different tastes sometimes, even though randomly, in the year-end report we had very similar tastes.
Yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing is that like I always almost want something to be an elevated recreation of the past, and the fact that they put Ma Boy in parentheses, I'm like, ooh, we're getting like an updated 2024 version of Sister 19, and they're older and more mature, and this is gonna be like whatever. And then it totally kind of wasn't that, but I was still here for it. I don't know, it was catchy.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
No.
Nobody's perfect. Blah, blah, blah. I can't even get the thing right, so I gotta stop. But that's the thing, that I was expecting the same thing, but it actually had the opposite effect on me, because I was expecting a My Boy type of vibe, and it wasn't. It was different, and I think that like kind of fucked with me. I think if I went into it having no expectations, maybe that would have been different.
Yeah. I do wish in the beginning they'd done a like SISTTAR.
Oh, yeah. Stop breaking my heart.
Yeah. That would have been a cute little, that would have warmed all of
like
our...
a nod to it. Like I actually didn't even realize until now that they do actually say My Boy.
Yeah.
At points of the song, but it's like that's the nod to it. I didn't even catch it,
I don't know. I wanted to feel a little more nostalgia in my old lady K-pop heart.
Yeah, that's what I'm missing. I know.
Instead, we just got furry diapers.
Oh my God. Yuck. All right. Well, that's all we have for our show for today. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and YouTube at K-Pop Hot Sheet, and rate us on Apple Music and Spotify if you enjoyed the show. Make sure to also turn your notifications on Spotify by clicking the bell icon if you want to be notified on new episodes when they're uploaded.
All right. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.